Hi there, you're watching Tech Magnifier. In this review we're going to unbox the first and only phone from Samsung that has a display at the edge. It's the Samsung Galaxy Note Edge. The phone has very impressive specs, and if you think that the curved display is just a gimmick, you can say the specs live up its price. So let's take a look at the specs. It has a Quad HD Super AMOLED screen. So a Quad HD screen, if you don't know already, is a resolution that has 1440 lines. An HD screen has 720 lines, and a Full HD screen has 1080 lines, and an Ultra HD screen has 2160 lines. So it's kind of between a Full HD display and an Ultra HD display. It carries a 16 megapixel rear camera, which has an optical image stabilization technique, which is a technique to minimize shake in a video or still photographs. And the rear camera can also capture video in 4K. The front camera has 3.7 megapixel of resolution and is capable to capture, again, Quad HD of video. The most impressive part is the chipset. The phone has a quad-core processor based on the 805 Snapdragon, which is currently the fastest, or we can say the most powerful chipset in the whole of smartphone industry right now. So it's coupled to 3 GB of RAM and the Adreno 450 GPU, which is again the top-notch things in the mobile industry right now. And it has 32 GB of storage option, and 32 GB and 64 GB of storage options, and the expandable memory can be taken up to 128 GB. So let's take the phone out of the box. It has all the features that a Samsung Galaxy Note carries. That is a fingerprint sensor, a heart rate monitor, the oxygen blood level monitor, and of course the S Pen from the proprietary Note series. The phone is currently available only for 5,000 rupees extra than the Samsung Galaxy Note. That is, if you find it on eBay or Flipkart or Amazon.in, you'll see it retailing for around 65,000 rupees. So let's see the phone. The back panel is plastic and same as the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, with a very leathery touch to it, but still plastic. I feel it's slightly broader than the Note 4, because the bezel used to end here like this, but it's slightly straight here. The speaker is at the bottom, and the touch S Pen is on the right when you flip the screen. At the front is the curved screen. So as you can see, let's take a closer look at the screen first. There was no covering at the side, only at the front. So they might have made the covering for Note 4 and they've used it here. So when you touch the screen, you don't feel any gap or any change in the surface. It's just the same surface, and you can just slide over to the main screen. Okay, so obviously the buttons that were here in the Note 4 have been shifted. So there was basically a power button that has been shifted to the top. But I think it's quite impractical, because being a 5-inch display phone, this button would need a different hand, the other hand, to access. The volume rocker is still on the left side, so it can be accessed from a single hand, same hand. Here is the physical home button, which also carries the fingerprint sensor. Here is the mic jack and the IR blaster, and here is the USB port. Let's check other contents of the box, and then we can put the battery inside. Here is some manual and paperwork. Next up is the earphones, my favorite. These earphones are the same as we found in every Samsung phone since last year. So it was in Galaxy Note 4 also. The USB cable is packed pretty neatly with a plastic casing inside. Next is the travel adapter. So it's a 2 amp charger. So it'll charge the phone in around 1.5 hours, 3000 mAh. And let's plug it inside. We'll let you know the backup of the battery, but as I open the phone, I don't really like the cover. Okay, now let's plug in the battery. Here is the micro SIM slot, here is the micro SD card slot, and here are the speakers which reside at the bottom, and the S Pen casing is covered, so we can't really see that now. The phone is not water resistant, so better use it cautiously. So here we have the Samsung Galaxy Note Edge starting for the first time. Do you see the display light up? It may be a gimmick, but it looks really cool. The touch seems to be quite smooth. There's still that watery sounds that I did not find on the Galaxy A series. That was pretty good, but the Note Edge still carries that watery sounds. Whoa. So here is the information, or you can say the instructions of how to use the side screen. So we can actually swipe the edge screen left or right to select the panel you want to see. So there are basically different panels that will appear on this side. It's all done by software, you see. The screen is separated only using the software. It's not physically separated from the main screen, but only the graphics engine handles this part of the screen and decides what should appear here. Next, swiping has to be from the edge up to the edge of the screen. So here, and the other one is to swipe downwards. So swiping downwards opens the quick tools panel, and swiping from the bottom up gets us the edge screen settings. Yeah. So let's try this. So first we'll get the edge screen settings. Yeah, here it is. So you can manage all the settings of the screen. SME is, you can choose different types of backgrounds. Okay, now let's swipe from the top to get the quick tools panel. So it has some very useful tools that you can use and you can access very quickly from the side screen actually. So here is the scale. Here is a timer, maybe a stopwatch and a timer. The flash that you can use as a torch, and a recorder. So let's see the scale. So I can really measure how thick is the adapter. And since the screen is at the edge, Samsung has very cleverly used the edge of the screen to mix all these tools, integrate all these tools into the side screen. So next is stopwatch. It's the stopwatch. It's really sweet to touch and to use. There's the timer. There's the torch, obviously, and the recorder. The interface otherwise is all the same. Here is the App Store with all the proprietary Samsung and Google apps. Here's the drop-down menu with the brightness bar and all the quick access buttons here. So here we have the multi-window, the ultra power saving mode, the download booster, which uses your 3G and Wi-Fi connection simultaneously to get more speed. And as always, you can access all of these host of features on a Samsung phone from a different menu altogether. Here's the notification area. The call button is slightly displaced to the left side. It's a multi-window feature. So it's actually when you're viewing an application, for example, the browser, you can pull it down. Yeah. So you have to bring it down from the edge. The material is very much like the Note 4, but the edge display gives it a really different ergonomics. So while you hold the phone like this, you don't really feel the edge coming out here, which is slightly less reassuring than the Note 4 or any other phone that has a proper edge. But then the phone looks really cool, and the edge display is quite useful. So it's not just a gimmicky experiment, but you will really find all these tools quite useful while in the daily use of the phone.
For latest news and reviews of gadget and games, visit www.techmagnifier.com.